Imagine the woman who used to light up at your jokes suddenly answering in one-word texts, the easy chemistry replaced by silence that feels like winter in July. Your gut screams that she's done, that you bored her, that some other guy already took your seat. But what if the opposite is true? What if the distance she's building is a flimsy firewall against a feeling so big it terrifies her? Neuroscience says that when a woman realizes she's catching real feelings, her amygdala floods her bloodstream with the same cortisol and adrenaline it would release if a lion stepped onto the subway platform. Her body literally treats emotional vulnerability like a mortal threat. That sudden frost you feel isn't rejection. It's a biochemical air raid siren ordering her to evacuate before the heart bomb detonates. Every laugh you shared, every future she secretly sketched in her mind, while you were both half joking about dog names and vacation towns, now glows like radioactive evidence she has to bury before it melts her composure. So she pulls back, not because you're forgettable, but because you're unforgettable. And that distinction is scary enough to make an independent woman sabotage the very thing she wants most. The push and pull starts like a secret Morse code only your subconscious can hear. Last night, she sent voice notes that sounded like honey over gravel. This morning, she leaves you on red for 10 hours. 3 days ago, she memorized the scar on your knuckle and the story behind it. Tomorrow, she forgets you even had plans. Most men misread the pattern and double-text apologies they don't owe, but the temperature swing is actually a calibration of panic. She tests how much of herself she can reveal before the alarm bells become deafening. Notice the timing. She always goes Arctic right after a moment that felt like a milestone. After you mentioned your mom would love her, after she caught herself staring at your mouth too long, after the conversation slipped from banter to the kind of eye contact that feels like a signature on a contract she isn't ready to honor. That's when the self-punishment kicks in. She ghosts you for exactly the number of hours she calculates will reset the closeness meter to safe, then reappears with a meme or a song link as if nothing happened. The contradiction isn't cruelty, it's a thermostat set to don't get burned, clicking on and off while she fights her own wiring. She begins to stage tiny psychodramas to measure the width of your emotional wingspan, casually dropping that her ex texted happy birthday, inventing a coworker who won't stop flirting, watching your pupils for the flicker of jealousy that will tell her you care, then hoping you refuse to perform the jealousy anyway. If you bristle, you fail. If you laugh in amused, confident indifference, you pass the stealth exam she insists she never scheduled. Meanwhile, her friends become an unpaid Greek chorus. They giggle a little too hard at your stories, suddenly volunteer to refill your drink, or exit the group chat the second you walk up, leaving behind a silence that vibrates with unspoken commentary. She has replayed your highlight reel for them at 2 a.m., the way you paused to pet a stray dog, the dumb pun you made about constellations, so they already root for you like you're the underdog in a rom-com they've seen before. All of this happens while she maintains the fiction that you're just some guy, a lie she has to keep repeating, because admitting otherwise would be lowering the drawbridge while she's still checking the battlements for weak spots. The only move that works is the one that feels like counterintuitive emotional jujitsu. When she retreats, you retreat farther, but toward a life so vivid that your absence becomes louder than your presence ever was. Post the climbing trip, the salsa class, the manuscript you swear you'll finish this year, not as a flex, but as proof that your emotional orbit won't collapse into a black hole if she hesitates. When you do reach out, make it surgical. A photo of the bookstore shelf where you found the exact novel she mentioned. No caption needed. A 30-second voice note of the street saxophonist playing the song that was looping in the background of your first kiss. Evidence that you remember, yet you're not kneeling in the doorway begging for re-entry. This calibrated scarcity rewires her fear. Instead of seeing you as a tidal wave that could drown her independence, she starts to see you as a lake with a sturdy shore, something she can wade into at her own speed without the threat of being dragged under. Weeks stretch into months, and the hot-cold rhythm either softens or it doesn't. The woman who is genuinely terrified will slowly lengthen the warm stretches until the cold snaps feel like relics, while the woman addicted to the chase will escalate the drama until every reconciliation is just the prologue to the next disappearance. Your job is not to rescue her from fear, it's to become the evidence that fear is outdated software in her internal operating system. Keep sculpting your own life so ruthlessly that choosing you feels like choosing a bigger version of herself, not a smaller one. One day you'll notice she liked your post within 30 seconds instead of 3 hours, that she sent you a paragraph before you even asked how her day was, that she finally used the word we about a concert 6 months away. That's when you'll realize the walls didn't come down. She simply built a door and painted your name on it, proving that the same woman who once sprinted from the weight of her own feelings finally learned that the only thing more dangerous than falling is falling alone. If this message carved open a new corridor in your mind, slam that subscribe button and join the Obsidian Psyche Syndicate, where we don't chase shadows, we melt them into mirrors. Hit the bell so you never miss the drop, and comment the code word OBCD if you're ready to forge your next reality. Remember, in the Obsidian Psyche, we don't break, we recrystallize. I'll see you in the next depth dive. Until then, stay sharp, stay hungry, and keep your psyche gleaming like volcanic glass.